I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't use this.
I know, I'm going there, I just didn't know that's where you were at. All right, once again, you guys, don't wait for me, just jump in. It's not a question and answer period. You're good.
Hey, we're back to wrap everything up. Champions Live Sports Talk Show coming to you live every other Thursday here at the Comfort Inn on Rhode Island Road in Penn Hills. And it's important for you to note that we're brought to you by Achieving Greatness Incorporated, PMC, Frank Fuel Wholesale Company, and Super Bakery by the late great Franco Harris. You just heard a whole lot of talk from some great people, Dave Freeman, Bobby Franklin, some of our former great athletes. We can wrap up this final segment just to give us an opportunity to express anything left out or how you feel. And I just had a nudge of how Coach Dr. Karen Hall feels. But before I ask this question, in all seriousness, Karen, give us an update on achieving your doctorate. Not to be taken lightly.
I am now 6 years a doctor. The time went extremely fast after I saw the light and defended. And a great journey. I'll do it again. Definitely you need to have a purpose behind a doctorate. Not everyone does it, but you do it for a specific reason, not for other people. It's kind of like going to different universities. They want you to go there, but you don't want to go there. You want to do it for yourself. So the doctorate is a true journey, and it's a journey where you need to have clear understanding of why you're doing it and what you want to do with it after you have it.
And it is in what field?
It's a doctorate of education in leadership and administration.
50% you had already going into the program, so that was the leadership and all of that was part of your DNA from the gate.
Well, I appreciate that. Love education.
Cool. Well, congratulations on that. No small task to be sure, which is why nobody else on this panel has a doctorate. Duh. It's a small bar to rise above. Bobby's laughing because he ain't got one either. You know, Point Park, Slippery Rock guys, you're just glad to get out. Although I did go back to Penn to get a master's. But listen, this is the final score segment. This is when we wrap it up. And I'm going to start, we might have to get a little edgy here. So let me begin by saying this about that. While they were claiming Caitlin Clark, the greatest thing since sliced bread, I wrote in my weekly sports column with the Pittsburgh Courier called Overtime, hold up, wait a minute. A woman by the name of Pearl, I'm getting Pearl's last name, I know Pearl Monroe, scored over 4,000 points in a system that was not recognized as part of the NCAA early on. Lynette Woodard was a superstar that didn't get all that acclaim. Not that we're dissing Caitlin, but we just wanted the attention to be called to those the attention should be called to fairly. But my argument became this: while they were proclaiming her the greatest NCAA scoring machine of all time, I said, wait a minute, there's a guy named Pete Maravich that y'all keep trying to hurdle. Let me remind you of a couple things. Pete Maravich out of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, did not play as a freshman. Did not play varsity ball as a freshman, but little do people know, as a freshman, he averaged 40 points a game. They went 12-0 undefeated and beat the varsity team in a scrimmage. Pistol Pete Maravich was legit. He also did not have a three-point shot. It is suggested that if he had played as a freshman and had a three-point shot, well over 4,200 points. So let's not be too quick to proclaim someone king or queen of the hill until all the facts are on the table. Now, that being said, for any and all of you, how do you feel about all this noise about Caitlin Clark and ladies basketball today? It's a whole new thing.
I think the women's basketball game is at an all-time high. You got that freshman from USC, Juju Smith-Watkins, is crushing it. So as soon as Caitlin Clark leaves, she has somebody to step in for. I think Angel Reese has one more year, I believe. I'm not quite sure yet, but I need to check that out. Paige Beckles got one more year. Or the UConn, you got the women's basketball game is at an all-time high right now, and then the viewership is at an all-time high. Even the men. In a down year, I know it's
Brandon, Caitlin was kicking it from the logo, man. Is she the truth or what?
she is
And
the
not
truth.
accidentally, legitimately dropping stuff from the logo. 2 steps over half court.
I mean, yeah, I still can't. Of course, the truth. I know I didn't represent you, buddy. I just said the game, the women's college basketball game, is at an all-time high.
It's at an all-time high because of exposure, bottom line of the story. You know, the history of women's college basketball is unknown to the writers that are writing all these articles today, the analysts that are on TV. You know the history before you start stamping people the GOAT in 2024. You know, let's rewind the whole script to Lucia Harris, right? To Pearl Monroe, to Nancy Lieberman, most people know her name. Annie Myers, most people know her name. You know, but those, the generations from, say, 60s through the 21st century was not on television. You had the NCAA women, that was the only game on television for decades. But now you have from the beginning of the season through the women's Final Four, through conference tournaments, championships, to the NCAA championships, NIT, and last year they did NCAA Division II, Division I, and Division II on television. So the difference between today and yesterday is exposure. No one knows the names except those that people keep talking about. Individuals, perhaps you all here, may be abreast of who they are because you're sports phenoms, right? You enjoy learning and seeing what's happening.
Let me put you on the spot to answer a question I already know the answer to. If you were playing today, you WNBA star?
I would love to just strip Kate Paige back. Paige and then Caitlin. Just give me one time with
no doubt in your mind.
No doubt in my mind.
You, Jennifer Margo, y'all in there.
No doubt in my mind because we were really good then. We just didn't have, we had overseas to go to, and now that's your choice.
How many years before were between you, your top level game and the WNBA? How many years between?
Yeah, so that was 96 when it came out, so I'm almost out.
97, I think.
97, 8 years.
So you,
8 years
yeah,
prior to.
yeah, it would have been great. It would have been great.
Yeah.
That being said, did you play any ball overseas?
No, traded the tennis shoes for the microphone.
Cool. And speaking of which, do you still do your show?
I do.
You want to?
I do the.
Set?
I don't really want to dominate here because I'm a point guard, so I got to distribute. So I'm going to distribute. You should have me in a one-on-one.
Well, we'll do you in a one-on-one future show. But listen, if you got people on your team that can't catch the ball, you go with it. That's all.
I got a Funny Hawkins champion here with me, so I know he can catch a shoot. So.
But give us the data on your show. Where we can you hear it, see it?
Yeah. So it's called The Hall Pass. It's a podcast, and we talk about sports and leadership and whatever else comes out. But it's on the website, and it's K Hall, www.khall@sports.com.
Big Sam, you player, you played among the best with the best, and as I've always said, anytime I introduce you to anybody, because I'm so proud to do it. Your father was a super heavyweight boxing champion who fought on a national level and was well recognized and feared by many reigning champs because they knew he had one-punch knockout power. And George Clooney found that out, matter of fact, your dad was the only man to put on the floor when he was thought to be unbeatable at the time. The great white hope as he was, the hope kind of left him for about 2 or 3 minutes. As he laid on the floor. But that being said, that speaks of your DNA. But you are much more recognized for some of the comments you make as you manage the Eden Park in Penn Hills. You've been known to utter some things across the counter. So you want to utter some of them things now about my Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah, I said they're going to go 12 and 5.
I said 12.
I said 12.
We're on the same point there.
And I said Kenny Pickett did not play for them.
Let's go back to that. Why did you think Kenny Pickett was facing his demise? What did you see? What writing did you see on the wall?
I just didn't think he was that good. I didn't think he was that good coming out of Pitt. I don't think he played well for the Steelers. And when they had the opportunity to move on, they did so.
Mario, you've spent a career professionally in nutrition and health and those kind of things. Tell us about what you're doing and how people can have access to it.
I represent a company called CTFO, Changing the Future Outcome. Started out as a CBD-only business, but has moved on to some really high-tech products that features mangosteen, which is the queen fruit in the world, and glutathione, which is very important to athletes. At this present time, we have it in the spray form, and it's the strongest pharmaceutical glutathione on the market in the world right now.
I'm always wanting to take things I can't spell or pronounce. So I look forward to you bringing some of those drugs down. What are they, drugs or formulas?
No, it's all natural.
Okay, so you're going to be a regular on the show, so we can look forward to free packets of stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Cool.
I'll answer that.
All right, that's on camera, Rico, so don't erase that part when you said the free part. That's all right, that's okay. Hey, listen, Warren Wilson, I don't know what to say. I'm kind of lost in today's NBA game, and some of you all may feel the same way. I can't name 2 players on 5 different teams. I have to admit it. And I used to be able to give you the whole Laker lineup and the whole Celtic lineup. But what's happened in NBA East, NBA West? I mean, I guess we're to assume Boston and Philly will battle for the East, and the Lakers have to play in with the Warriors in the West. But I think it's being suggested that the Joker and his boys lead the pack. So what say you about NBA basketball today? Since you be the youngest, one of the youngest among us, you might know better than the rest of us.
No, I think Brandon knows more about it than myself. But I know, like you said, Boston, and I think is a shoe-in for the Eastern Conference finalists, and also believe that in the West, Denver, and I think Minnesota's a sleeper too. I think Minnesota is going to do good in the finals or in the playoffs as well.
Here's a question for anybody, including you, Sam. Is Luka that good? I mean, but he can't be that good because he's slow. He can't jump.
Who are you talking about? The Joker?
Yeah.
You talking about the Joker?
Yeah, I mean,
Jokic.
but he can't be that good. But he is.
He's just
He
secondly
is.
But he is that good. But he can't be because he's slow and he can't jump and he's got a lazy shot and how is he that good?
He's just fundamentally sound.
Here you
know
go.
what I mean? He's fundamentally sound.
There you go.
I don't think teams make him play defense as much as they should. They should be getting him in pick and rolls and making him move his feet, which he can't really do. He stands in the paint most of the time. So.
Is he smarter than we think he is? Is that the trick?
Oh, yeah.
He has like the highest IQ in the NBA that I've seen in the past about 20, 25 years, save for LeBron James. Because like you can't, like, especially all the international, your best players are international players now. Embiid, Giannis, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is technically Canadian, but
Is he thinking that we're thinking that he thinks he's not that good when in fact he is? That's what I mean by smarter. We all think that he's not as good at first sight, but he knows we're thinking that, and that's why he's killing people. Yeah?
Yeah, he probably takes pride in that.
probably takes pride in it
Yeah.
because he's not the most athletic.
Let's exit this segment with this, and we'll go down the line. Admittedly, I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm just not. I don't hate on him. I don't wish him any ill will. I don't think.
Excuse me. If you think you're not a LeBron fan, you
Oh, yes,
already
go.
know because
You sit here the whole show with nothing to say. Now you want to interrupt me. Now, Bobby, he ain't said a damn thing all night. But now,
You said
now he was, all right, go ahead.
because I'm insulted. LeBron is one of the most polished superstars of any sport ever to ever grace our the sports world.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
I just don't like it.
Clean cut, family man. Hasn't
All
been
that.
caught any scandals or nothing
Agreed.
like that.
Agreed. I just don't like it.
How, if you don't like him, there's something wrong with your heart, sir. Because there's no reason why not to like him.
No, Mario had the triple bypass. There was something wrong with his heart. I'm just trying to. It's too soon, Mario. Look, all right. Let me try to explain myself. It comes from most of it from this lately. I'm going to play with my son thing. When you know your son's not good enough to play at this level, it's been recognized on the level he's at. He's not the best player on his USC team. You want to stretch it out with the Lakers so your son can play with you in the NBA. Admirable, but not. I mean, somebody. Do we have to put up with this another 2 years?
Yes, because he's still one of the best players in the NBA right now.
Does his son get to play in the NBA when it's not warranted because his father's a great player?
Well, I think that, if I think LeBron deserves to have his son play in the league or have a chance to play in the league because there's the G League now. He can go up and down and, get caught up or whatever. And
There's
he
no
made it
time
to
for that.
He made it, well,
There's no LeBron's living on 2 years, maybe?
no,
Three max?
LeBron can do Udonis Haslam and just stick around and do, a Dr. Karen Hall leadership, coach type of thing. Where he's just on the team, just helping out,
You get paid more money than I'm getting paid to do that.
Was that a leap or what?
I'll tell you this.
And real quick, if you don't mind, Brandon.
No, you can't shut him up.
And his son is still young. His son is, 19 years old. He's playing Major D1. You know what I mean? And you're going to be a different player as you are at 19 than you are, 22, 23, if he keeps playing.
I don't think he's that good. I think it's actually his
He's 19,
brother.
Brandon.
I know he's not. I don't think he's I think it's actually a better chance that his brother.
That's what
His
you're
younger
saying.
brother.
19, Brandon.
Well, he's-
That's like saying somebody in high school is going to be good when they're a freshman. By the time they're a senior.
How old was LeBron when he came into the league?
LeBron was.
That's how old LeBron was.
LeBron's a freak of nature.
Oh, well, and his son is not. That's the point.
Kobe Bryant was
His son is recognizably not the best player on his college team. You're
It's
suggesting
too early to call it, is what I'm saying.
Okay, well-
You can't sleep on will, determination, and you can't definitely sleep on LeBron James.
I'm gonna
Because
have-
that's LeBron's project.
I'm gonna have the same people that's investigating P. Diddy's homes investigate your home for who LeBron is sending you checks to say this stuff, because clearly you're being.
I got you, LeBron.
That, all right, well,
And-
and that's warranted. I'm not dissing. My only complaint with LeBron is
Bronny.
you don't be talking about I'm the greatest scorer in the history of the NBA and you didn't play go to college when Kareem did, and if he had him, you wouldn't be able to touch the record. So you should have had Kareem out there with you when you got the award and said, really, I'm the second greatest scorer of all time, but logistics and numbers put me in this place. But the greatest player to ever play the game. We'll end the show with this. My opinion, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the greatest player ever played the game. Who's the greatest player ever played the game? We'll come back to you. Greatest player ever played the game, Sam.
Will.
Not a bad choice at all. The most physically dominant person to ever play basketball, period, in the story. Most dominant player of all, best player that ever played the game, Brandon.
Jordan, of course.
Well, in some eyes. Dr. Hall.
I'm loyal Irvin Magic.
Oh my! She said that with a Magic Johnson smile. That lit her up. That's not a bad. Some people will give you that.
No argument here.
Huh?
No argument.
No. Mario?
Michael Jordan as well.
Kareem, undefeated 3 years in high school, 3 consecutive MVPs, 3 consecutive state titles, 3 championships with UCLA. His freshman team beat the UCLA varsity team. 6 rings, 4 MVPs in the NBA, all-time leading scorer. I don't know that you can get any better.
You're not alone.
I don't know that
Don't
you can
disagree
get.
with you.
He's my second
Disagree.
best.
Yeah, I just.
And they forget him. They don't mention him.
That's the point.
in
That's the point.
The conversation. That to me like the history again.
That's the point. He doesn't get when people ask who's you don't hear Kareem. You never hear. You know what Dr. J said about Maravich. Speaking of which, Dr. J in the summer would train against Maravich to get ready for his NBA season. One would not think that. You would think any number of other people. And Julius Erving said this. You couldn't defend him. You couldn't get anywhere near the ball. He challenged you from half court in. He can shoot unlimited. Plus, people forget Pete was 6'5". If he got by me, he'd dunk on me. It's like people like that. You talk about Kareem, Wilt, Russell, but when the conversation comes up, Kareem's name is not in the top 3 or 4.
I think that's if he had stayed Lou Alcindor, maybe he would.
Oh, that's real cute. On that,
I believe that
That's not
wholeheartedly.
good.
no, you really believe that? Yeah.
There is no GOAT. That's my opinion. There's no GOAT. I have my favorites, favorite basketball players, period, and I have my favorite NBA players and everything, but in my opinion, there is no GOAT. But all of those players mentioned are GOATs.
Everybody gets worthy. I go Kareem, Jordan, and Chamberlain in that order. But, we can do this all night long, but we can't anymore. Now we're 5 minutes over time. We were on time for a minute. We want to thank our production crew, that'd be Rico, and
Thank you.
all of our guests tonight.
Thank you,
And
Big
we'll
Rig.
be back the second Thursday in May to end up talking about March Madness. Go ahead, Brian. April, really? Oh, yeah. Well, help me when you can.
Yeah. You said May, but Yeah, too, that too.
It's concussions, man.
I just have to make sure.
So you got Dr. Karen Hall coming back for one-on-one, and you also gonna go on her show as well, right? I got you.
If she'll have me, I mean, I don't get a call. I'm kind of a forgotten guy too, but if she'll have me, I'll come on her show.
All right, good.
All right.
And
Hey,
you're
listen,
gonna have a one-on-one on your debate,
that what?
LeBron.
No, LeBron. Truth. Now that the camera's off, truth
LeBron
be
is
told.
Well,
Yeah, I know it's on. Truth be told, I'm not going to have. Here's my real gripe. I'm not going to have a guy 6'8", 245 shooting threes all night. Get your butt in the paint and do some work, especially when the game's on the line. Go to the foul line and win the game for us. That's my biggest problem. Has been this whole career. You can't argue with his talent and success. I'm not dumb enough to do that. I'm just saying, and the intensity and him and Durant. Go.
If you can't beat them, join them,
Go,
join
go to one team and win a title, go to another team and win a title, all that kind of stuff. No, I got some issues with LeBron. That's enough of that. We'll be back when we get back. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, champions aren't born, they're made through desire, determination, dedication. Achieve your greatness. We'll see you next time.